Hey everyone, it's Tracy Martirani here from Holistic Wellness with Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. If you've been here for a while, you might know that every once in a while I like to do a little herb spotlight video where I just talk about one herb, why you might want to use it, how you might want to use it, etc. And today I'm talking to you about cilantro. For many of us, when we think of cilantro, we think of Mexican cuisine. We think of sprinkling it into salsa or guacamole, putting it on our taco salads, that kind of thing. However, cilantro is used in many different cuisines, including Asian, Indian, Caribbean, all kinds, because it's delicious. A lot of people would describe the flavor of cilantro as maybe a little citrusy, a little peppery, very fresh, very grassy. It looks sort of like parsley, but the taste is very, very different. It's definitely different than parsley. They're not interchangeable, but sometimes they are. Because sometimes things that call for parsley taste even better if you make them with cilantro. But we'll get to that. I think cilantro is delicious. However, there are people who have a certain gene that makes them, their mouth, their tongue, when they taste cilantro, they taste soap. If you're one of those people, then I'm never going to convince you to eat cilantro, and I don't blame you. I wouldn't eat it either. But if you're lucky enough not to have that gene, definitely get yourself some cilantro and start cooking with it today. I do want to mention just some confusion that comes up with cilantro versus coriander, because sometimes people will refer to cilantro as coriander, like coriander leaf, and it is because it is the same plant that you get cilantro and coriander from. Cilantro is the green leafy part. Coriander is the seed, and the flavor profiles of those two are very different. If a recipe calls for cilantro and all you have is coriander in your spice rack, not an even substitution, it will not be the same at all. Don't substitute, very different flavors. Now, besides being delicious, as all of the culinary herbs are, they also all have a lot of really good herbal medicinal properties that people tend to forget about just because they're culinary herbs and they're not, I don't know, something like ashwagandha or, you think of it as being so common, you forget that it's also very powerful medicine. So like most green plants, it has a lot of antioxidants. Antioxidants help our body fight off free radicals, which helps us fight the signs of aging, helps us fight disease, helps our body with its detoxification process. So that in itself is reason enough to eat lots of cilantro. Studies have been done showing that cilantro does help regulate blood sugar. And note to self, that doesn't mean that if you have diabetes, you can stop taking your prescription medications and just eat a lot of cilantro. It doesn't really work that way. However, if you are someone maybe who is just having some sugar issues, like sort of coming into pre-diabetes or pre-diabetes, or maybe even just someone who gets really hangry when your blood sugar fluctuates, then eating herbs that help regulate your blood sugar might be a good idea for you. But again, not in place of prescription medications. Cilantro does actually have a slight sedative effect, not enough that it's going to knock you out, but eating a lot of cilantro or even making a tea with cilantro, that also could be good. It often helps with insomnia caused by anxiety. So it helps just calm you a little bit. I would think of it almost in the way that chamomile works, in that it relaxes you, eases anxiety, helps you sleep, but not so sedative that it knocks you out, right? Just very, very mild, but Also very, very mild, but still powerful at the same time. And then, like with most culinary herbs, it's good for digestion. So it helps your body digest, it supports gut health, it helps decrease gas and just indigestion, things like that. So eating a nice spicy Mexican meal, it makes sense why having a lot of cilantro on it might be a good thing. When it comes to cooking with cilantro, again, you can throw it on salads, you can add it to salsas, guacamoles, sprinkle it over top of your enchiladas. So when you're thinking Mexican food, throw it in everything. It'll be delicious. Like, put it in like a corn and bean salad. That would be delicious. But you can also make an herbal relish with it. And I did a video on this not too long ago. It's something very similar to chimichurri, but I used both parsley and cilantro together, and it was delicious. I will link that down in the description box below. If you haven't tried that, definitely check out that recipe. It's yummy. In the herbal relish, it tastes good on eggs and meat and tofu. Well, I'm assuming meat. I can't really tell you that for sure. But mushrooms, like, it's just good on so many different things. I highly recommend it. And it's also good in things like curries or gazpacho, even maybe Spanish rice. Definitely think outside the box of not just using it in Mexican cuisine, but other cuisine as well. If you want more ideas on how to use cilantro, visit my blog post on this. I will put that link down in the description box as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you learned a little bit more about cilantro. I hope you're not one of those people that taste soap when they bite into cilantro. And if you're not one of those people, I hope you will use cilantro in many different dishes. Grow it in your garden. Use it just like you use parsley on everything. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day.